Coming up on tonight's edition of the Rockbridge Report, a School County School District office official has announced his retirement.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Rockbridge Report. I'm Sarah Jean Fallon.
And I'm Papa Osei. John Reynolds has been the superintendent of Rockbridge County Schools since 2007. But earlier this week, he told reporter Micah Fleet some news about his career that might surprise some.
We were talking before the show and you mentioned that your term's going to be up in December and you've been thinking about retiring, that you've said that's something that you're going to go ahead and do. What are your plans post-retirement?
Well, I haven't gotten that far and I really haven't made it official, so I hope you haven't broken a scoop here that school board is going to be after me about. But no, I think it's as I say, 37 to 38 years is a great career, and I've enjoyed it, and I'll find something. I think I won't have to get up at 4:30 in the morning to worry if we're going to have school or not because of bus routes.
After the show, you'll hear more from Reynolds when he talks about how the school board copes with state budget cuts, and he opines about the consolidation of Rockbridge County Middle School and Maury River Middle School.
Since last weekend, Virginia gas prices have fallen by an average 3 cents per gallon. AAA Mid-Atlantic said the gasoline now costs $3.55. The Auto Club says the national average is $3.64, down from last week and last year. Here in Rockbridge, many prices are unchanged from last week. Though Smiley's Fuel City and Rafine showed an 8-cent decline to $3.37. In Buena Vista, Sheltman's Gas and Grocery posted a 4-cent decrease to $3.45.
As you may know, a new gas station is coming to Lexington. Sheetz is expected to open at the end of June. The site is at the corner of East Nelson Street and Route 11. Construction began last December and was supposed to finish in May. Sheetz is more than a gas station. It offers made-to-order food too. The nearest Sheetz is about 30 miles away in Madison Heights. Its gas prices have gone down 6 cents from last week, but today it's $3.49. A tax hike for Lexington could pay for rising expenses for the 2014 fiscal year. Lexington released its first draft of next year's budget last week. The budget included a 6-cent increase on property taxes. Water and sewage rates will also increase by 3%. Rising school costs and upgrades to emergency equipment are driving city expenses to an estimated $24 million. This is a 4% increase from last year.
Rockbridge County residents could be facing a small tax hike as well. Next year's proposed budget will raise property taxes to 67 cents per $100 valuation. The 3-cent increase will generate nearly $700,000, according to Spencer Suter, the county administrator. The tax increase is part of a 6-year plan that will raise county property taxes by 11 cents.
Trying to shave time off your commute? Not so fast. Getting caught for speeding in Rockbridge County could cost you more than you think. Every speeding ticket comes with at least a $64 fine, but that money only covers court costs. Rockbridge Circuit Court Clerk Bruce Patterson says the court fees generate revenue for the state. That way, the Virginia General Assembly doesn't have to raise taxes. Patterson says high court fees are good politics, but not good policy. Sheriff Chris Blaylock said the speeding fines hardly offset his department's budget.
We're looking at a couple $300,000. The sheriff's office budget is over $3 million, so it's a very small part. I think it's a way that we can help to lower the speeds, to improve highway safety. We're not looking at it in any way as a way to generate revenue.
The Virginia General Assembly met yesterday to consider Governor Bob McDonnell's amendments to recent bills. One amendment bans federally run health insurance from paying for abortions. This coverage would be part of Obama's health care plan that starts next year. The Republican-controlled General Assembly accepted the abortion changes. The Senate's vote was 20-19. Opponents say the governor's changes are extreme and interfere with women's reproductive rights. In other legislative news, they approved an amendment to make texting while driving a primary offense, but with lower fines. The House approved the amendments yesterday by a 55 to 37 vote. 7 of its delegates didn't vote.
45 years ago today, the civil rights movement lost its nonviolent leader. Martin Luther King was assassinated at the Lorraine Hotel. On April 4th, 1968, the civil rights leader was gunned down in Memphis by James Earl Ray. 4 years earlier, King was the youngest person ever to win the Nobel Peace Prize. His legacy includes a posthumous Presidential Medal of Freedom, a monument in Washington, and a national holiday in his name observed every January.
When we come back, we'll talk about the situation in North Korea.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
2 outs with a runner on first base. Now the big guy comes up to bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 home runs.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
"7,000 high school students drop out every school day. That's a line of desks more than 4 miles long. We can keep students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step."
Welcome back.
Virginia's had a rough couple days on its interstates. We take a look at a head-on collision caused by a man driving the wrong way on I-85. CNN's Jake Burns has the story.
It was the driver of this pickup that state police are saying was responsible for the crash on I-85 that killed 5 people. Police got the call for a driver going the wrong way on the interstate in Brunswick County around 5:45 in the morning.
The driver was in a red pickup truck traveling northbound in the southbound lane.
They weren't able to locate the truck in time, and this is the outcome. A head-on collision, police say, between the pickup and this car. Investigators say the driver of the truck and all 4 people in the car that he hit died right after impact. Police know the driver of the truck was a man.
The other 4 were burned beyond recognition.
Investigators are trying to piece together what led to this horrifying outcome. State police called a reconstruction team to the scene in an effort to map out the crash.
At this time,
Sergeant Michelle Anaya with the Virginia State Police says it's too early in their investigation to determine why or how the truck got on the wrong side of the interstate.
Wow, it'll be interesting to see if the driver was intoxicated.
Yes, another deadly car crash happened this weekend involving 95 cars. On Sunday, a chain reaction crash occurred on the mountainous, foggy stretch of I-77. 17 separate collisions occurred on the mile-long span near the North Carolina border. A total of 25 passengers were injured. Since 1996, there have been at least a dozen pileups in this foggy region, but this one was by far the deadliest.
On Virginia's eastern shore, police think they know who's been setting fire since last fall. Police say Charles Smith and Tanya Bundick are responsible for 77 arsons since November. On Tuesday, the former firefighter and his girlfriend were charged with arson and conspiracy to commit arson. The couple was arrested after a traffic stop near a vacant house in Melfa on Tuesday. Smith and Bundick have been charged with 1 fire. Accomack County, Virginia, doesn't have an arson investigator. State police have spent countless hours investigating fires at abandoned or unused buildings. So far, there have been no injuries.
In international news, North Korea is once again threatening to launch nuclear weapons, and today those threats escalated. North Korea has officially moved their missile launcher to the country's east coast. CNN reporter Kyung Law has more from Seoul.
The message is clear. North Korean soldiers firing on a paper target with the words USA on the helmet. The live fire drills that aired on state TV vowed to show its enemies, the United States and South Korea, that it was ready to fight, showing off the military skill with weaponry. And the nation's top athletes running through physical drills with ease. The Hermit Kingdom releasing this video just days after it declared it was in a state of war. This is not the first time North Korea has aired this sort of military readiness video. In March of last year, it pledged a, quote, sacred war against South Korea. State video showed soldiers unleashing dogs in the snow, attacking an effigy of then South Korean President Lee Myung-bak. A train is shown running over a cutout of the president. State TV also showed the military using rocket launchers to blow up an effigy of the then president, who they call the leader of the, quote, puppet nation of traitors. But what's unusual about this latest video is the rare show of firing on a U.S. target, even if it is just paper. The Pentagon says it remains unconcerned about what North Korea says. The U.S. cares what it does.
We haven't seen any kind of troop movements on the North Korean side that would indicate imminent military action. So we think that things may be dialing down just a bit on the Korean Peninsula, at least we hope so.
South Korea responded to North Korea's days of threats with a warning of its own. South Korea's president announced any provocation by North Korea against her country would result in a strong response in initial combat, essentially lowering the military's barriers to respond immediately to a North Korean attack.
The big concern here on the peninsula is miscalculation, that in this heated environment there could be a mistake, either from the north or the south, and then this region could trip into conflict. Kyung Law, CNN, Seoul.
Reporter Kaylin Domer talked to Howard Sanborn, an assistant professor at VMI. He's an expert in East Asian politics and says this isn't anything North Korea hasn't done before.
It's a real threat to, in particular, U.S. forces in South Korea and particular sites in South Korea and Japan. But to the U.S. mainland, it's not, there's talks that, they could strike, California or something. That would never happen.
Another topic that keeps popping up is the issue of drones.
Yes, but let's talk about exactly what a drone is.
In this case, we're talking about an aircraft without a pilot that's flown by computers. It used to be a tool only for the military, but now they can be used by police, firefighters, and search and rescue teams. And the idea of civilians using drones is catching on.
In fact, drones are becoming so popular that Congress wants them regulated like private or commercial airplanes. But first, the FAA will set up 6 testing sites around the country, and Virginia wants to be one of them. The project would be run by researchers at Virginia Tech, but the sites will be in the Hampton Roads area near Norfolk. It would bring billions to the local economy. The FAA is expected to select the sites at the end of the year.
Stay with us after the break for more local news.
We'll also have your spring weather update.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen. Petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who take action are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
So, I got this new family. And I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
This is one amazing truffula tree. Can you imagine a place where these grow everywhere? Yes, it's called the forest, a magical place to enjoy with your family. Ooh. So discover the forest and explore all the wonder that's there. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Every book is an adventure waiting to come to life. Visit new worlds. Encounter new friends. And discover the power of reading. Go to read.gov to read A Princess of Mars, the first novel to feature John Carter. A new world awaits. Read.
Condoms are causing trouble at Boston College. College officials have asked a student group to stop distributing condoms on campus. Let's take a look at what Elizabeth Cohen of CNN has to say.
Boston College, a deeply Catholic institution where crosses don't go well with condoms.
Male condoms, female condoms.
Senior Lizzie Jekanowski has organized a condom distribution network on public street corners and in dorm rooms marked with this safe site symbol. If you're in need of condoms, you may knock on one of these doors and just ask, the group's website says.
We go through almost 2,000 condoms every semester for students that need them. It is very much an important need here.
And that is getting these students in trouble. Boston College sent this letter to the students demanding that they stop. Distributing condoms here, the letter said, isn't in concert with the mission of Boston College as a Catholic and Jesuit university. And if you don't stop, they said, there could be disciplinary action. Jack Dunn is a spokesman for Boston College. You know that students here are having sex.
Right. And if students want to purchase condoms and they want to have them available for their private lives, that's their business. Our issue is don't try to publicly distribute condoms on our church steps, on our campus, through our dormitories.
He says even he was approached while coming out of a church service.
A student from this group attempted to hand me a condom, and it was inappropriate. And I told him, I said, really, on Ash Wednesday, do you really need to do that?
But Jekanowski says the group has never distributed on campus except in dorm rooms. This isn't the first high-profile condom dispute on a Catholic campus. In 2009, the Boston Globe reported Stonehill College in Massachusetts confiscated condoms that were being handed out for free in student dormitories. Dunn says he hopes to sit down and work this all out when students come back to campus after Easter break. But Jekanowski doesn't seem to be in a mood to talk. She says this is a health issue, stopping unwanted pregnancies and sexually transmitted diseases. And even if BC threatens to yank her diploma this spring, she won't stop.
The work that we are doing is invaluable, and that will not compromise what we're doing in any way.
Elizabeth Cohen, CNN, Newton, Massachusetts.
Boston College is threatening disciplinary action against the group of students. But an attorney at the American Civil Liberties Union of Massachusetts said the school may be violating student rights. The group is prepared to bring legal action.
Now in college sports, University of Louisville's guard Kevin Ware suffered a gruesome injury. The Cardinals managed to recover and beat Duke last weekend. They are now en route to the Final Four. Ware is making a recovery himself. CNN reporter Carlos Diaz has the scoop.
Doctor said he could be back on the court in 6 months to a year. Ware was already seen walking around his room on crutches after doctors realigned his leg and inserted a metal rod for support.
Ware will be in the hospital for a couple more days, but he does plan to join his teammates in Atlanta as they play in the Final Four. College baseball and lacrosse are well underway here in Lexington and Buena Vista. The WNL men's lacrosse team dominated Bridgewater yesterday, 27-1. The women's team played Shenandoah on Wednesday. They lost by 4 goals. Generals baseball crushed Averett University 18-2. The team tallied a record 20 hits. SVU's team slid past Eastern Mennonite University 13-6. Finally, VMI baseball has had a busy week against Virginia schools. They skimmed past James Madison on Tuesday, but lost to number 4 in the country, UVA, yesterday. Spring is finally here. To some, it means beautiful weather, sundresses, and spring break. But to sports fans, it means one thing only: a new baseball season. Monday marked the opening day for Major League play.
Opening day in Major League Baseball around the country. The Washington Nationals had a great day, and Bryce Harper had a great first 2 at-bats, nailing 2 home runs against the Miami Marlins. The crowd chanted MVP, but were they chanting for him or Steven Strasburg? The pitcher racked up 19 consecutive outs during a stretch of 7 scoreless innings. The LA Dodgers welcomed the Giants for opening day, and it was Sandy Koufax who threw out the ceremonial first pitch. Koufax seemed to inspire Clayton Kershaw, who did it not only on the mound, but also at the plate, smashing a home run to get the Dodgers on the scoreboard in the 8th inning. Kershaw then did the rest, throwing a shutout and leading his team to victory. Kershaw is the first pitcher to throw a shutout and hit a home run in an opening day game since Bob Lemon did it for Cleveland back in 1953.
On Tuesday night, Yu Darvish, pitcher for the Texas Rangers, came within inches of perfection. He was 1 out from a perfect game on Tuesday, but Marvis Gonzalez of the Houston Astros hit a ground ball through the pitcher's legs. Darvish said through a translator that it was an impossible ball to catch. The Japanese player struck out a career-high 14 batters before his team beat the Astros 7-0. Sarah Jean will fill you in on the local weather next.
Virginia is under a winter weather advisory until 8 o'clock tonight. Tonight there is a chance for snow and sleet. Temperatures will dip into the mid-30s and we'll get some rain before 3 o'clock Friday morning. Friday means a chance of more rain and a high of 60 degrees and a low of 32. Saturday temperatures will peak around 58 and mostly sun. At night, the low will be 37. Sunday might be the best day we've had all season. Temperatures could soar to 68 and the low would hover around the mid-40s. And spring will stay through Monday when the high will be 70. April's showers bring May flowers, or that's what Waddell Elementary School is hoping. Waddell is home to the Roots and Shoots program. Roots and Shoots caters to students from kindergarten to 5th grade. Children get to grow and study plants in their own garden with the help of community volunteers. The program has been at Waddell for 25 years, and schools across the country have adopted the idea. The lessons taught in the garden are designed to help students on Virginia's standards of learning test, but some would say the volunteers get the most benefit. Residents are encouraged to attend the opening of a Lexington Farmers Market. On April 17th, the market will be open every Wednesday until Thanksgiving from 8 o'clock in the morning until 12:30 in the afternoon. In the McClure's parking lot, shoppers can stock up on fresh produce, honey, baked goods, and jams, all while supporting local growers and stimulating Lexington's agricultural economy.
Other nearby colleges are also in the news. Liberty University in Lynchburg has decided to lift its total ban on firearms. The new policy allows visitors with concealed weapons permits to bring their guns to campus. The school wrote on its website, "The policy is designed so persons with concealed weapons permits can keep their weapons in their locked cars while visiting campus without violating university policy." The school also said the rule applies for students over the age of 21. Concealed weapons are still banned inside school buildings.
Stay tuned to get excited about an art tour coming to Lexington this month.
Let's turn over this log. Yeah. Whoa! I like the big black ones. I like the brown wiggly ones.
I like the green crunchy ones myself.
Whoa.
Get out and explore nature. There's surprises everywhere. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Anyone up for dessert?
The magical thing about using energy wisely is that anyone can do it. Turn off lights. Use energy-saving light bulbs. And turn off computers and game systems when not in use. Make a change and we can really fly. Grab a grown-up and go online to energy.gov/kids.
Did you buy the flashlight and the batteries?
Yes.
Did you make sure we're not missing anything in the first aid kit?
Yep.
Did you go through the plan with the kids again?
Yes.
The more you prepare today, the more you'll be able to reduce the devastating effects of a tornado, an earthquake, a power outage, or any other disaster. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed. Visit ready.gov.
Cotton balls. Duct tape. Spoon.
Needle.
Thread. Scalpel.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Lexington will hold its second annual Rockbridge Area Studio Tour later this month. Reporter Chelsea Gilman spoke with two local artists who will be featured on the tour.
To the untrained eye, this might look like a pile of garbage, but to local artist Susan Harb, it is so much more.
I look at things and they look back. I see faces, or I say, oh, it looks like a dog running, or this could be the moon.
Before Harb can begin to create, she has to find her materials.
I am a hunter, I'm an explorer, and the thrill to me starts on the scavenger hunt.
Harb never misses an opportunity to find future projects.
I do the curbside city pickup. I beat the garbage trucks there on Wednesday morning.
Although her work may have started as garbage, it certainly does not end that way. And Harb inspires other artists. Local artist Devin Malore has worked with Harb for a year and feels inspired by what she does.
Susan has that ability to not kind of just see things as nice and pretty, that she kind of just starts combining things together and it becomes what it becomes.
As a former contractor, Malore has enjoyed doing things in a less structured way.
Working with Susan, it seems to be much different. It's start putting things and moving them around and see what it might turn into. And that's been useful for me. I think of it sometimes as kind of my therapy work.
Harb believes in helping all local artists. She helped organize the second annual Rockbridge Area Studio Tour that will feature 11 studios and 27 guest artists.
What we want to do is invite people into our workspaces to show them how the art is made. You can see it's hanging on gallery walls, and it's very formal and not approachable.
You can see more work from Harb and Malore during the studio tour April 20th and 21st. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Chelsea Gilman.
That tour sounds like it'll really bring up the area's art scene.
You know, some other Virginians have been working on a movie. Producers of a movie filmed in Virginia may be getting closer to a release date. Wish You Well is a drama based on David Baldacci's novel. The film was shot across Virginia last fall. Producer Sarah Elizabeth Timmons says she's hoping to find a distributor for the movie within the next month. Timmons added, it's hard to put a timeline on how long the negotiations will take. Actors for the film include Mackenzie Foy, who starred in the Twilight Saga film series. Lexington Police Department Captain Bucky Miller recently came into our studio to talk to our reporter Betsy Cribb. He highlighted the strength of the Lexington community, including both students and families. He also talked about the area's vulnerability to crime.
Lexington is so close to the interstate, and if you study crime and criminals, what you learn a lot of times is that they'll use the interstate as their two routes and getaway routes. So even though our crime is low right now, you know, it could change. It could change at any time because we have 64 and 81 and we're a hub and everybody knows it's a college town.
Stick around after the show to hear what Captain Miller thinks about keeping our community safe from drug use.
A woman from Chesapeake area rhymed her way to a milestone. Verna Owen celebrated her 100th birthday Sunday, surrounded by family and friends. She topped it off with a rap song.
On with the show, do it nice and neat. Today is the day we must all compete. As you all know, there's rapping in my soul.
And that brings us to the end of our show. You can always visit us on the web at www.rockbridgereport.washingtonandlee.net.
And sadly, this is the last edition of the Rockbridge Report until September, because the school year is almost done. Thanks for joining us. It's been a pleasure. Have a good night.